So getting into a shooting code here, um, all the setup that's currently set up here, if we have a wee look and run, we will find that it should work. That'll be a good start. Right, so we've got a player that already moves, and this is our enemy block that's set here. So that's really all this is currently doing. So I've got your key presses for your move, all your key codes for that there. I've got your enemy and your player, and they're fed in, and I've got a setting up thing so that way the player starts down in a start position, same with the enemy. So I need a bunch of variables really for the bullet. So I can just go var bullets xpos 0 bullet ypos there's a const bullet underscore. We're going to do width and a height rather than just a size because I like it slightly longer than it is long. This is just how mentally it feels like it should be, because it's traveling, speed, etc. 10 seems about nice, right? And so the other thing is we need a shoot key. So let's just shove that in the middle there. Const equals space underscore key, which I sadly know is 32 off the top of my head. Right, we don't need a true false. What we need is this. So if we've got the space key, we're going to set a variable called shooting to true, which I'll then have to make that variable for shooting. So I'm just going to set up the function here where all the variables kind of just clustered together. Start with var shooting equals false to start, because I don't think we should start a game shooting, funnily enough. I know, call me crazy. Right, so function bullet shoot. Alright, so we're going to say if it's shooting, so we've got the shooting button done, we basically want to locate the bullet first. That'll be our first one. So if we've pressed the shooting button, do that. And the other one, I guess, is like if we've shot. The reason why we have two, and this is the little bit awkward thing, and this is why the bullet's hard to kind of get working the way you want, is effectively I want to be able to press shoot, have the bullet travel up. And the idea is that if I press shoot again, I don't want the bullet to teleport back down and then just start again. So I go shoot, 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 and it never really makes the end because I'm being too impatient. And I also want to kind of, like, as I press shoot, have it move, and I can still move my player, and then nothing's kind of really connected to it. So if shooting is happening, we've done stage 1, I want to set the bullet xpos to equal player xpos, but then we've got to try and take it from, so that would line it up edge on edge because we start from that top left-hand corner, sorry. So we want to put it in the middle. So I'm going to say player xpos plus player size divided by 2, which will then put it there, but then the bullet will draw to the right, so I need to take off half the bullet size, minus bullet width divided by 2 equals x center. And then I want to have bullet ypos equals player ypos. This will put the bullet just kind of overlapping this. But because it's just going to be such a quick blip, but it's not really much of an issue. I guess if I wanted to be fussy, I could say minus bullet height, and then it would appear out already. But I don't want to do that, actually. I'd rather have it appear overlapping, and then I would just actually draw the bullet first, then the player, and it would be over top because of the order in which we draw this, right? So if I'm going to have it draw our bullet, and I'm going to make the bullet red so it's nice and easy to see. Start on this end because I'm just used to it. Bullet X pause, bullet Y pause, bullet width. Shush at me. Right, bullet height. Right, and it's red. Okay, so I guess if I just hit start on this, you can see the bullet sitting there in the top left-hand corner. The idea of how this is going to behave is that the bullet sits, which it should just sit outside of the screen, but we're leaving it inside of the screen just for making sure everything's doing right. When I hit space, it's going to teleport to your player, wherever it is, shoot up, and then when it hits this player, the enemy, it will then go back to being in the top left-hand corner, or what would normally be outside the canvas so you can't see it. Or if it goes out the top of the canvas, it would teleport to this top-hand corner just outside the canvas. Right. So we've got it located in the right place. Then what I'm going to do is going to go shot equals true, because now we've shot the bullet. And then I'm going to say if shooting is equal to true, and shot is equal to true, I'm going to say bullet y pause minus equals, because we want it to travel upwards, bullet y speed, and then I'm going to say if this probably needs to get turned off, this shooting, because my brain goes, right, I've pressed shoot, I've set this to true up here, see, shoot, set to true, and this is set to true, and if it's currently traveling, you know what, I need to say and shot is equal to false, so that way I won't have it teleport back while it's shooting. Right, then I can say if bullet y pause is less than the top of the screen, because obviously the origin point here is 0, 0. Then I'm going to say shot equals false, shooting equals false, and then I can say if those both equal false, if shot equal to false and shooting is also equal to false, then bullet x pause now equals 0, top corner, bullet y pause also equals 0, top corner. Right, so I've got enough to at least tear, oh no, you know what I don't have? This function in the main loop, that's what I don't have. I'm just going to space here because of tidiness. Right, so in the main loop, right, bullet shoot. So if I start this now, I can shoot, and you can see it teleports right there. I can shoot at the player, but it will at the enemy, but it'll just go straight through it. But you can hear me multiply, like pressing it lots, and it's only ever doing the one shot at a time. So I guess if that's ever a problem for your gameplay, you can just tweak this. So you're like, oh yeah, well then, like I'm not feeling a huge delay. Right, so the only other thing then is obviously to account for the hit. So in here, this is obviously when the bullet's gone out the top of the screen, or is going to be hit. So this is or. So bullet x pause plus bullet width. So this would be this right hand edge of the width of the bullet is then trying to overlap just this part from starting from the left-hand edge to the right. That's what we're aiming for. So we're going to say is greater than enemy xpos, and then we're going to do it the other way. So we're going to say this left-hand edge of the bullet is less than that right-hand edge of the enemy. So we're going to say bullet xpos, the left-hand edge, is less than the enemy xpos plus enemy size, and then we're doing the same thing but vertically. So bullet ypos plus bullet height. So that would be the bottom edge of this is further down than the top edge of the player, of the enemy, sorry, is greater than, because it's further down. It'll be ypos, and bullet ypos. So top edge of the bullet is now further up the screen than the bottom edge of the player, of the enemy, is less than enemy ypos plus enemy size. So if it's at the top of the screen, flick everything to false, or if you've hit the enemy, flick it to false. So we've got a shoot, shoot's going, that's cool. And it's also reacting, you can see it's appearing there. Now, I can say 0 minus bullet width, if you wish. Now, see, it's just outside that edge there. So now it's, yeah. So there you go. So that's if you want to shift it now to being outside the edge in terms of being seen. But yeah, there you go. You got all your things flicking on and off, and so you can control that shoot, and you can move and what have you, and do that. If you wanted to have multiple bullets coming out, then you're essentially trying to do something quite different, which is actually adding something to an array and then giving it a delete out of the array. And then obviously you want to have an array of enemies, so then you're trying to say an array of something, checking if it's hitting an array of enemies, and it becomes, yeah, a little bit more of a step up from this. But this will at least get you a solid shoot working, and yeah, like I said, you can obviously just speed the bullet up enough so it's not becoming part of it, or you make the gameplay so the slow shooters are, you have to be a little bit more careful with your shoot, and depending on your style of game. So there you go, there you have it.